Shalom, shalom, Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. So I came across this quick article doing a little research, looking for a lesson topic. I was originally going to go into the Biden, what was it, cryptocurrency bill, something along those lines, or I believe it might have been an executive order. All right. But when I was looking for it, or an article going into that, I ended up finding this, which says Colombia to introduce central bank digital currency, tax agency chief Luis Carlos Reyes, director of the DIAN, told a magazine Monday that the nation may create its own digital currency, right? Okay, so this is another sign that we're getting closer to that time of the end of all things in terms of this current world setup. All right, and we're getting very close to that time where Yahweh Shai cracks those clouds. That's the spirit. It's 11:44 right now. Call Allah Yahweh Shai. But let's read this article. Colombia may introduce a central bank digital currency, the country's tax agency chief said yesterday. Luis Carlos Reyes, the director of Colombia's tax and customs agency, DIAN, told Semana magazine Monday that the South American nation's new government will look to create a digital currency that will make transactions easier for the consumer. Right. Everything about the New World Order and everything about this new system that's getting set up is under the guise of convenience, making things easier, making things safer, so on and so forth. But really, it's a snare. That's why the Lord Yahweh Shai said this. Okay, this is what you call biological, technological warfare. All right, Luke 21 and let me see. Message that it will come as a snare. I'm probably looking right at it too. Let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. Luke 21:35. Let me read the 34th verse. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. Right? Take heed to ourselves. That's what the Lord reminded us to do. All right. Lest we be overtaken with the cares of this life, because we have to maintain our responsibilities, handle our business. Certain of us have a wife and seeds to take care of, and the scriptures actually command us to do that, to take care of those responsibilities. But we have to keep the main thing. All right. For as a snare shall it come up on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Right. You got certain men, they left the truth for a woman. All right. Certain men, they'll go to a whole nother state for a woman. All right. They'll leave the camp that they're with and go to a whole nother place just for a woman, and just for her to turn around and become a demon and leave you. All right. So you can't put all your chips with a woman. You got to put all your chips in this truth, so to speak. All right. Double down on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in the spirit. Okay. But because this time is going to come as a snare, as a trap. All right. Because they luring you in. Oh, don't worry about it. CbdC, we're going to make your life more convenient. We're going to make everything smooth, all the transactions easy. Just go ahead and get that chip. Right. And that chip, which is the mark of the beast, is going to lead you to the lake of fire. All right. In Spanish, I believe it would be El Lago de Fuego, if I'm not mistaken. All right. And yeah, I'm not that proficient in Spanish, even though I'm Northern Kingdom. Hey, I grew up with a lot of Southern Kingdom. But, either way it goes, I know a couple things. But the point being that lake of fire is going to come for those that receive that chip, which is that thermonuclear destruction. All right, 36th verse. Watch ye therefore and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. Right, pray. Hey, I was looking for a topic. It's a spirit because the brother Bakar had done a lesson about if you're looking for a topic, do this. And the spirit jumped on me. And the crazy part is I clicked the video, but before I even clicked it, I had started, the Lord put the spirit on me to pray. And then this lesson came to me like, boom. So, hey, that's why we got to always pray. And there's so many things to go into. If there's a sense of writer's block, that's really a demon, and hey, we're not immune to spiritual attack. These things happen to us, but we have to shake it off, man. We got to use the tools that's been given to us. All right. That's why the Lord said, what? Watch ye therefore and pray always. Right. Watching for what? Prophecies. As our forefather Apostle Paul said, rather that ye prophesy, because we want to be accounted worthy to escape all these things, these judgments. All right. But going back to the article, all right, it says a central bank digital currency is a digital version of a state's fiat currency, like the US dollar or the euro, backed by a central bank. So in other words, a digital dollar, a digital peso, a digital yuan. All right. It is the first time Colombia's government has talked about introducing one. Colombia's new president, Gustavo Petro, took office on August 7th. Now, you got to keep in mind, these current leaders of these governments have all been bought and paid for and sold out. All right. They've been installed. They're puppets. And this is a process that has taken decades, all right, if not longer, of the elites, the bankers going in there. They have the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman. They take out the real leaders of the country and they install their own puppet. And that's why when the elites give them the word, all right, we're getting ready to drop this new system, the central bank digital currency system. All right, you better get with it. You got to roll this out. That's why they all going to start talking about it, because it said it's the first time. Out of nowhere, he just started talking about this. And if you notice in the news, a lot has been coming up. All right. An ex-guerrilla and the country's first ever left-wing president, Petro, campaigned on a ticket to tackle corruption, improve opportunities for the country's frustrated youth, wean the country off fossil fuels, and negotiate with paramilitary groups. All right. He has also shown an interest in digital assets. Petro, 62, last year said while campaigning that the country should mine Bitcoin using renewable energy instead of producing cocaine. Yeah, man. My father's father was born in Bogota, Colombia. So everybody, when I'm growing up, it was always the cocaine jokes, the drug lord jokes. Everything about Jake, they always make us into a joke, a laughing stock, something to be mocked at. But that time was about to be over with, man. All right. Okay, but it says here, just a little side note. But a CBDC, because that's what that reminded me of, but a CBDC is very different from Bitcoin. CBDCs are centralized, unlike cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. This means a central power of the government controls them. Privacy advocates have warned that they may allow the state to snoop on citizen spending as well as more easily exercise capital controls. Yeah, because the whole point of cryptocurrency was to be discreet and for the powers that be not to be up on every single transaction that you're doing or whatever it might be, to be able to, not disclose certain things about what you're doing with your money. All right. Which is your money to spend. You should be able to do what you want with it. Right. But not in this world, not in the devil's world. He got to tax everything. All right. But hey, we're going to have, we're going to also have a system like that, but it's going to be in righteousness in the kingdom. All right. Where the nations are going to come and give us tribute. All right. And they're going to do it willingly. And yeah, there's going to be a rod of iron there if they don't act right, but they're going to want to serve us. See, you got to force the nations because you ain't the true rulers of the planet. All right. You just been given the rulership for now, but it was always destined to go back into the hands of Jacob. All right. And the ultimate Jacobite or Israelite is our Lord Yahushua. All right. So when he comes back, he's going to give us that dominion. All right. So all this folly and nonsense, man, CBDC, people think this is going to be the future, man. This is just a temporary thing that's about to get implemented in order for the destruction to come. So the Lord could bring the destruction as was prophesied. All right. So you people could go ahead and get that chip, bow down to the image of the beast, and be destroyed in the end. All right. Those that are not of the elect. Now let's go ahead to Revelation. All right. Revelation 13 and 16, because this we know what it's leading into. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That mark is going to hold all your crypto information. It's going to be wireless. It's going to be like having it's like having a phone in your hand. Now, the brother Shaman, beautiful brother in the spirit, Yabba Shemesh Shabrakatah, to that brother from the main camp, he did a video about Charleston White, and he mentioned about, oh, well, he believes the mark of the beast is the internet, because everybody has their phone in their hand or on their mind. You know, as he said, and you know, it had it in their hand or in their head all the time. And that's not true. Now, it might sound appealing if you don't know any better, and you could argue that, but it just simply is not true. All right. Now, people that are all into the internet and think that this is really the future, yeah, they're going to be inclined to get that chip. But the chip itself is a physical mark, the physical implantation. It's plain and simple, straightforward, because this is something that your phone, you could always just throw it away. All right. You could just throw it and it's not attached to you. A charagma, which is a mark, is a stigma. A stigma stays with you no matter where you go. Okay, so the phone, certain people, sometimes you might just have a time of the day where you put your phone away. You just shut it off. Okay, but this mark is going to be in your right hand or your forehead, and it's not going to be able to be taken out. All right, now, yeah, you could surgically remove it, but if, hey, you tempt the Lord if you want to. All right, you know, you go ahead and get the chip, and then at the last second you see the missiles coming, go grab a knife and try to take it out of there and see what happens. You know, it ain't going to end well. All right, but Revelation 13-17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. See, so it's dealing with buying or selling. All right, so this is the part where they don't have a problem breaking down the 16th verse, because you could swindle your way through. You know, Jake Yaiquab, we do it in righteousness, they do it in wickedness. Because they're trying to supplant anything but what it really is. Anything to make the mark not really what it is, which we know that to be the mark of the beast, which is the chip. All right, it's point blank, period. But then when you go to the 17th verse, this is the verse that people don't really, everybody forgets to mention. How are you going to buy or sell with the, now you can, yeah, technically you can buy or sell with the internet. But when you go to the store, how are they going to make sure that you use the internet to buy or sell? That doesn't make any sense. Did they ask you, do you have internet access? All right, now you can buy or sell. No, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be something that you actually have to have in your right hand or in your forehead, a physical implantation, in order to buy or sell. All right, and to the wicked people of this world that don't believe and that don't have the spirit, they're going to think that sounds crazy, but lo and behold, we're seeing that all over the place being implemented in the guise of public health, in the guise of security, in the guise of convenience. All right, it's straightforward. All right, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Your Kai stigma, and then number 6 represents to cut. All right, which sex is which, because the number 6 represents man and beast, and man and beast is dealing with what, offspring. Like, you know, sex is the act that produces more of man and beast. All right. So when you deal with the number, and then when a man has intercourse with a woman, he puts his rod in her, and that's an act of cutting, you know, because the virgin has a hymen, and that rod of a man cuts that hymen. All right, and then there's blood that comes out, right? So it is an act of cutting. Okay, now what they're gonna do with this? All right, now applying it to this breakdown. All right, that number 6 is dealing with like we said, cutting. So this man, this so-called white man, wants to cut open your flesh and put something inside of you, which is his mark. All right, which is his way of imprinting on you. All right, which is to do what? To put a chip inside of you, because he's all about the technology. which is the left hand wickedness. And this is the judgment for those that receive it. Revelation 14:8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All right. Babylon is talking about America. And the wine is talking about the philosophy that all the different nations followed after. And the third angel followed them, which is what? Democracy. All right. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, also what goes with democracy? Freedom. We're going to come and give this country freedom. Freedom means bombs, boots on the ground, and foots in your ass. That's what freedom means. When America says they're going to give you freedom, they're going to fuck you up. All right. Like Apostle of the Tar said, they're going to cold fuck you up. All right. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Yeah, so those that follow that way, which leads to them receiving that mark, all right, it says they're going to drink of a cup of indignation, which is righteous hatred. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right, like when somebody's a pedophile, you understand why they're worthy of hatred. All right, if somebody does something horrible to your child or would seek to do something horrible to you or your child, you would have a hatred for them, indignation. Okay, even though now niggas are so gone, they shoot your whole family up, and then an Edomite mass shooter will come and shoot everybody that you know up, and then they'll go on the next day on the news, I forgive them, I love them because of Jesus. Where's the scripture on that, man? All right. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment, and that's talking about when Yahushua comes with the angels and that destruction, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Right, so it's one thing to worship the beast in his image, which is just basically to believe in America and its system. All right, which, hey, at one point or another, majority of us were into that. I used to follow, growing up, I used to follow American politics. Oh, yeah, this one, that one. All that folly and foolishness, man. It's all nonsense. And the older I got, even before the truth, I began to see the whole lie began to unravel. And I saw the bullshit for what it was. And especially when I entered into the truth, I saw it even more and was able to break it down in the scriptures. All right. But that's to worship the beast and his images, to believe in the system. But once you receive that mark, that's the ultimate way of worshiping the beast and his image. And that's to receive that chip. And that's where those that take it, there's no turning back from it. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai and the faith of Yahweh Shai. Right. In the law, statutes, and commandments, it says no cuttings in the flesh. All right. And I'll close out with that. All right. Leviticus 19:28. It says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. There you go. So that's a cutting in the flesh, and it's not allowed. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Call Allah Yamlai How Bashim Ashai Bashim Chakadash. Lord's will, I catch y'all on the next one. Shalom.